I am filming on a new lens and it autofocuses and it is quiet. I am so excited. I have filmed this video twice and edited it twice, and here I am filming it again. Okay, so the video is tips on starting your own business, and I'm really happy that you guys always request this video because it just makes me happy that you guys are thinking about maybe starting your own business. Because I have filmed this video so many times, I'm gonna try to keep it short and snappy. I'm first gonna talk about my businesses, and then I'm gonna talk about some of my friends' businesses that I've asked for tips as well. Then we're gonna go into the tips, and then we're gonna be done. Okay, so, as you guys know, I have two businesses right now. I have my YouTube channel and I own Uncle Studios. Uncle Studios is my clothing brand, unclexstudios.com, and we sell clothing, and we started that about a year and a half ago. No, a year ago. Our 1 year was in April. But we obviously were planning before, so I would say a year and a half. I also owned Glad Rags, which we ended up closing down to focus on Uncle, but they were both online stores. Glad Rags was kind of more like of a revolve where we had other brands. Uncle's is its own brand. We closed down Glad Rags purely because we wanted to focus on Uncle. Glad Rags is actually doing really well, but we just liked the Uncle brand more. YouTube, I started a while ago as more of a passion project, and then about 2 years ago, just after I graduated university, after the summer into the fall when I was looking for a job, I realized, you know what? I don't want to do any of this. I really like doing YouTube. I could turn this into a job, and that's what I did. So from the 2 years ago mark, I have grown from about 30,000 subscribers to about 260,000 subscribers. So when I started taking it seriously, I turned it into a job. The other two people that I asked for their tips, we've all kind of been entrepreneurs. I don't even really like that word, but we're all doing our own thing. So I asked my friend Russell, who owns a company called Fetch, and Fetch is a one-tap email feedback system. It started as a Shopify app, and it's actually grown now. And now what he does is, he's signed hotels, and when you're staying in a hotel, you get the email and then you give the feedback, and then they can tend to your needs right away. So if you're in a hotel room and you aren't liking something about the hotel room, I personally don't like complaining or talking to people, but maybe I feel more comfortable giving the feedback online. So you do that, it sends it to the hotel right away, and then they can tend to your needs, and they can help their customers while they're staying there, which is great, instead of after they just get a shitty review on Yelp or whatever, when it was maybe something that they could fix. The next person I asked is Mr. Saturday, who you can find out who that is if you look on my Instagram. He's my boyfriend, but he owns a clothing company. He also plans events, and he's done work in apps. He does more of an atelier clothing company where you have to book appointments. It's a little more of a luxurious luxury price point than Uncle, but you can see him if you look on my Instagram. We're dating. Anyway, so I asked them for these tips as well. Let's just get on to the tips right now. Number one is do a self-inventory. I found this term online. I did not make this up, but I thought it was a really good term. And it's basically just checking if you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. If you have what it takes to work for yourself. It takes a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of motivation. So I think that before you get into it, you need to check if you're the type of person that can handle the motivation, can handle self-motivation, can handle the risk. And some people, can't do that, and they just thrive in an environment that's already structured and having someone to tell them what to do, and then you finish the task, and that's fine, totally fine. If you're that type of person, you'll thrive better in maybe a company that's already existed. So just check to make sure that you have what it takes. So it takes motivation, it takes risk, it takes ambition. You have to really want it. Number two is do something you're passionate about. Passion always leads to better work. In high school, you did better in the classes that you actually cared about. I really loved YouTube, so I took it to a career, and now I don't really even feel like I work. If you don't like what you're doing, you're probably not gonna do a good job at it. Make sure you're solving some sort of problem. this problem is not like world hunger. One person is not gonna solve like world hunger or like wars. We're talking about like niche problems. For Glad Rags, or which we kind of put into Uncle, we didn't feel like you could find really cool like streetwear or like even cool like basic items. We want to be like affordable basics. That's like the goal. And we didn't feel like you could find that in Canada without paying like a shit ton of like duties or taxes and all that stuff. So we wanted to have a Canadian hub, and then obviously make it like a global brand. That is the end goal. YouTube, I just felt like I could add a different like twist to YouTube where I don't shop all the time, and I can make a lot of outfits with a smaller wardrobe. And I started YouTube a long time ago, so I honestly don't even know why I started, but I like it a lot. I know someone who went into the workforce, found a problem in the workforce that she was in, left her company, started a company to fix that problem. The problem was executives and headquarters, they had a hard time reaching their like front line employees. So she created a system to be able to reach their frontline employees. So, find a problem, fix that problem. Just read books. Great one is Lean Startup or 0 to 1. Shoe Dog is also great. Read books surrounding business and maybe what you're gonna go into, because you can learn a lot from other people's mistakes and other people's guidance, like this video. Number 5 is it takes money and it takes risk. You need to be able to have money to make a startup. Apps sometimes cost millions of dollars, so you'll need to get funding. Our clothing company, or clothing companies in general, take a lot of money to start. Buying fabric, the online store, like it just takes a lot of money, so we had to get investors. And if you don't get investors, you have to save a bunch of money. It takes a lot of money, and then when there are other people involved, especially like investors, it takes even more risk. To go along with that, number 6 is you have to be willing to put yourself out there to get the money, to get the funding. You have to be able to, talk to people about ideas and connect with people and ask people for favors, and and maybe with YouTube, like putting yourself out there, like you have to be willing to take the criticism that comes with that, because especially with YouTube and with everything, blogging, any business, that people are gonna come at you with criticism, and you have to have a thick skin. Number 7 is business partners can be a huge asset. With YouTube, I work with Kin community, and they are my network, but they are also my support, and they can do things that I'm creative, but they do a lot of like the legal and business for me, which is great. For Uncle, I work with Sharon and Bobby. Sharon does all the finance and a lot of the wholesale stuff. Bobby does all like the graphics and kind of like Illustrator stuff that we need. And then I do like all the branding, the marketing, and then I kind of deal with all the relationships. So I'm not good at finance, so Sharon is really good at finance. She has a lot of strengths that I don't have. Bobby has a lot of strengths that I don't have, and then vice versa. So it's great when other people have strengths that you don't have, and you can all work together. Number 8 is write down your tasks and accomplishments and everything in a planner on a computer. Write down daily, write down monthly, and write down yearly. Write down what you want to accomplish this day, write down what you want to accomplish in a month, and write down what you want to accomplish in a year, and keep yourself on track. It feels so good to check off what you needed to do that day, or that month, or that year. Number 9 is something that I struggle with, and it's a marathon, not a race. Things take time. Big ideas take a lot of time to come to fruition. And I think that sometimes you can get caught up in thinking that like, oh my God, it's been this amount of time and we haven't hit this goal. And like, it just sometimes takes longer, and the longer that you work, like it just takes persistence. I've been doing YouTube for a long time. I mean, only recently have I started taking it very seriously as like a job, but I've seen people like, blow up within a year, and that can be difficult, but if you just stick to it, I just think that big ideas and people who are gonna make it big, it just takes a long period of time because you can really like focus on what you wanna be. Do you know what I mean? It just takes a long time. And don't get down on yourself if it's taking longer than you expected. Number 10, coffee is your best friend. Coffee is your best friend because it takes so much self-motivation. You have to wake up early, there's late nights. You have to and honestly thinking all the time and thinking creatively and thinking new ideas is so exhausting. So coffee is your best friend, sleep when you can. But it just, in the words of Russell, buy yourself a Keurig because you're gonna be drinking a lot of caffeine and you're gonna be tired and it's hard. It's hard to self-motivate. It's hard to think all the time of new ideas and what's coming and when you have your own business, it's not like you leave for the day, you go home and you don't have to think about work. It's not like that. It's like all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you're thinking about work. So it's actually hard to like, okay, now I have to take time for myself. So that's why in the mornings I meditate. I think that half an hour that I give myself in the morning to read and to meditate really like helps me kind of move on from the day or move forward in the day. And you'll see like a lot of big successful entrepreneurs like wear the same thing in the morning or like have the same breakfast or wear the same thing every day or like have the same breakfast every morning because if you don't have to make so many decisions in the morning, it's easier to make decisions during the day. So, you know, coffee's your best friend. 11, I've kind of already touched on this, but networking is key. Getting help from people is key. Networking can just give you so many opportunities and open so many doors. I'm actually not very good at this, but I really work on it. But networking is just like a huge thing in any field, in any business. Networking is key. Number 12 is actually a tip that I got from the CEO of Freshie in a conference. Fail fast. It's okay, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna like, you know, have learning curves and lessons. In the end, they're just mistakes and they're just failures and that's okay. Fail fast, that's all you have to do. Like you make the mistake, you realize it's a mistake, you move on. You don't ever do that again. And dwelling on a mistake is just not, it's just not beneficial to anyone. So you make the mistake, you fail, you move on, it's done. And 13, this is actually something I even said this morning because I'm kind of in like a valley right now and not a peak, but nothing blooms all year round. Nothing in life blooms all year round. Life is peaks and valleys and some, you know, weeks you'll have great weeks and some weeks you'll feel not creative and not motivated and it like when you get through you have to get through the valleys to get to the peaks and the valleys are gonna happen forever. So it's really ups and downs and you got to get through the downs to get to the ups. And you know, some months you'll have like an amazing month and I'm just gonna use YouTube as an example. You'll get so many subscribers and this video will have so many views and everyone will love your content. And then some months you're like, no one really watched my videos. I didn't really gain any subscribers. I haven't had any like brand deals. I'm kind of struggling with money. Like, oh my God. And then the next month it'll be high. So you kind of have to go through the valleys to get to the peaks. That's everything for this video. I hope it helped you. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below and maybe I can do a follow-up or I'll just answer them. I always try to answer your comments. Remember to follow me on Instagram. I post personal stuff there now and I post outfits and whatever. So yeah, follow me on Instagram at allegralouise. Follow me on Twitter as well. I ask a lot of video ideas and like ask you guys questions on Twitter all the time. I also have a Facebook page. I never ask anyone to like my Facebook page, but I post a lot of like cool content on there, especially regarding business. I'll post like a bunch of links to like cool articles, cool videos, stuff like that on my Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/allegralouise with 2 E's at the end. Everything's linked down below, so check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. I filmed this 3 times, okay? I really wanted to get this video for you guys. Love you all. Peace and love. Bye.